Ephesians chapter 3 and verse 20. Amen. It says, now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. I'm going to read it one more time. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. And I want to speak from the thought how to think outside the box. If somebody's outside of your box, they can't even talk to you because you can't think outside of the box. And so you stay in that same condition. Let church say amen. Sometimes you run up to the edge. I gotta get back in my comfort zone. Some folk ain't even moved. You got some people in this city right now. Let me tell you something. Your box is defined by your geography. You can't even drive some places. It's outside of your box. You done live between Halsted and Ashland, 95th and 51st. That's your box. Somebody start talking to you about something, you're like, way out there. Some of us, you can't even go downtown. You can't go. You can't go. You know why? Because it's out of your box. Only place how you see the Sears Tower or the skyline is on a postcard. You ain't been down there to see it. It's out of your box. You ain't walked on the north side. You ain't walked on the lake. You ain't been by Wrigley Field. Oh, you saw it on TV. Because it's out of your box. You don't move out of your box. That church say amen. Some folks right now in this church, they considering going to Paris. They just sitting up there thinking. They say, man, I think I'm going to go to Paris. Hello? Have you ever sat up and just thought about going to Paris or Israel? It's out of your box. You can't think outside of your box, and you can't get anything that's outside of your box. And the question is, how do you think outside of the box? How do you move your mind outside of your comfort zone? And first of all, who put you in the box? Can I get a witness? How'd you get in the box? You got in the box because of your upbringing, because of what you heard and saw as a child. Through observation, that's how you got designed. Your box was designed by looking at your mother, looking at your father, your sister, your 5 cousins, and your niece. The folks that live on your block, in your neighborhood, and the school that you went to, they all built a box around you, gave you a label, and told you how far you could go in this world. You received it in your ear and was told how high to reach, and you were told what's beyond your reach. And so you're not really sitting up considering, shake somebody's hand because I need some real folk. You're not sitting up considering being a multi-millionaire. You're not thinking about it, shake somebody's hand because you don't know any. Your exposure level has defined your finances. You in a box. Let me tell you something. You got some families. Now listen to me. They got 5 children. And every single one of the children is a medical doctor. 5 children, and every single one of them is a lawyer. Do you think that that family is just that much smarter than your family? How do you think they accomplished that? You got family, everybody in there owns their own business, or everybody in there is independently wealthy. How do you think that happens? Do you think the favor of God is just on them? That God has just blessed them, and he didn't bless us like that. No, they have a different box. They were taught differently and exposed to different things. So as a child growing up, being a medical doctor is easy to them. Do you know some folks is always late? And some folks is always on time. Think now. Think about this for a minute. Some folks are always late. And some folk are always on time. Do you think that the on-time folk are smarter than the late folks? Do you think the on-time folks have less to do than the late folks? Shake somebody's hand and say, that's your box. You're in a late box. And when you're in a late box, it don't make no difference what time you get started. You can lay all your stuff out the night before, it don't make no difference. All your stuff laid out, and you saying to yourself, now tomorrow I'm going to be on time because everything is done. And then you get up early. You up early, the stuff is ready, you got plenty of time, but you can't move. Understand that your box requires that you just be idling around. Because you got plenty of time. I don't want to go this early. That's your box. And then all of a sudden, you look up at the clock, oh my God, oh, I'm late again. Oh, I don't know what happened. That's your box. You don't recognize the chains that's tied to you. You can't see what's holding you. The devil gives you a box. And if you can't think outside of the box, then the box will define you. I told you all last week, it's some folk, by the world's standards, is ugly. But somebody told them they pretty. And so they'll bring their ugly mug right up on your face. Because you can't tell them that they don't look good. I mean, you just can't tell them, and they just look. You look at that. I know I'm looking good. That make no difference. And you got other folks that are pretty, who have been told that they're ugly. And they walk around with low self-esteem. Their personality is withdrawn because they receive. See, that's what's in their box. You're so ugly. And your mind, it determines what you do and where you go. Do you know you got anorexic folks that think they fat? This is how strong your mind